Saab's CEO just refused to deny the rumor that could end 40 years of American control over European fighter exports. A Rolls-Royce engine swap is closer than anyone admits, and Canada is leading NATO's independence revolution. What's happening in Montreal right now could reshape global military power forever. Here's the truth they're hiding. Defense industry insiders have been whispering about it for 18 months, but in February 2025, the rumor exploded into something far more credible. Saab is allegedly replacing the American GEF 414 engine in the Gripen with the British-made Rolls-Royce EJ230, and the CEO's carefully worded non-denial just made everyone believe it's actually happening. During a Stockholm defense conference, Saab CEO Mikael Johansson was directly asked about the EJ230 integration rumors. His response? "We continuously evaluate all technological options that serve our customers' strategic interests." That's not a denial. That's corporate speak for yes, but I can't say it yet. The EJ230, originally developed for the Eurofighter Typhoon, offers nearly identical thrust to the F414, but with one game-changing difference. It's 100% European, no American components, no U.S. State Department export licenses, no Pentagon veto power. Leaked industry sources claim flight testing of EJ230-equipped Gripen prototypes has been occurring at Vidsel Test Range since late 2024. Aerospace engineers spotted unusual engine configurations on test aircraft. Rolls-Royce representatives have been making unusually frequent visits to Saab facilities in Linköping. The EJ230 produces approximately 23,500 pounds of thrust with afterburner, nearly matching the F414's output while offering superior fuel efficiency. Integration is mechanically feasible, with operational capability expected by 2027. Here's why this represents a strategic earthquake. For 40 years, American engine dependency has given Washington veto power over every Gripen export sale. Current Gripen fighters use the GEF 414 engine, requiring U.S. State Department approval for every export. Washington has weaponized this control repeatedly, blocking Argentina in 2015, pressuring Croatia toward F-16s, and discouraging multiple Latin American and Middle Eastern nations from choosing Gripen. The EJ230 eliminates this control permanently. This isn't just about engines. It's about sovereignty, strategic autonomy, and ending decades of American export manipulation. Performance-wise, the EJ230 actually exceeds the F414 in specific areas. It features advanced variable inlet guide vanes, improved high-altitude performance, and modular design allowing rapid engine swaps in field conditions. Pilots familiar with both engines suggest the EJ230 provides smoother power delivery and better throttle response. Rolls-Royce has invested heavily in this engine family, and securing the Gripen as a platform would validate decades of development while opening massive export markets previously locked behind American approval barriers. The strategic implications are absolutely staggering. Here's the hidden connection driving this entire story. Rolls-Royce operates a major aerospace facility in Montreal, employing over 1,700 highly skilled workers specializing in engine maintenance, repair, and manufacturing, and Canada is simultaneously reconsidering its fighter procurement. Coincidence? Absolutely not. If Canada selects the Gripen equipped with Rolls-Royce engines, Montreal becomes the North American center for engine support, maintenance, and potentially component manufacturing. We're talking about expanding the existing facility to support an entire fighter fleet, creating an additional 2,000 to 2,500 high-tech jobs in Quebec, a politically critical province for any Canadian government. This solves Canada's sovereignty problem elegantly. Canadian officials have repeatedly expressed frustration with U.S. control over military technology. A Rolls-Royce-powered Gripen eliminates American veto authority over Canada's own fighters. No more seeking Pentagon permission for maintenance, upgrades, or operational decisions. Sweden and Britain can offer Canada something America never will: genuine partnership without strings attached. The industrial package becomes exponentially more attractive when Rolls-Royce Montreal is positioned as the Western Hemisphere hub for Gripen engine operations. Leaked Canadian Department of National Defense assessments explicitly mention non-U.S. engine options as a strategic consideration in fighter procurement reviews. That language didn't appear by accident. Canadian officials are absolutely tracking the EJ230 development, and some analysts suggest Canada may have even encouraged the engine swap through back-channel communications. The pieces are falling into place, and Montreal sits at the center of this transformation. Sweden officially joined NATO in March 2024, and the timing of the EJ230 rumors immediately afterward is strategically brilliant. For the first time in NATO history, the alliance will have access to a top-tier, fourth-generation plus fighter aircraft completely free from American export control. This changes everything about alliance procurement dynamics. Poland, which operates a mix of F-16s and recently ordered F-35s, is quietly reassessing. Why pay astronomical F-35 costs when a Rolls-Royce Gripen offers comparable capabilities without U.S. political strings? Finland, another new NATO member sharing extensive borders with Russia, faces similar calculations. Romania, Bulgaria, and Croatia, all seeking fighter replacements, suddenly have a NATO-approved option that doesn't require begging Washington for approval. European strategic autonomy, discussed theoretically for decades, becomes operational reality. The global export market explodes simultaneously. Middle Eastern nations frustrated by U.S. political conditions can now acquire advanced NATO standard fighters. Latin American countries no longer face American vetoes. Asian nations seeking alternatives to Chinese aircraft gain a credible option without U.S. dependency. The Pentagon is watching their entire defense export empire face potential collapse. Countries representing hundreds of billions in projected F-35 sales now have legitimate alternatives. NATO members can pursue independent procurement without risking alliance relationships. Russia and China are monitoring this development with mixed emotions. On one hand, it fractures Western unity around American leadership. On the other hand, it strengthens NATO's overall industrial independence, making the alliance less vulnerable to U.S. political dysfunction. The geopolitical realignment is just beginning. Mikael Johansson's calculated silence reveals a sophisticated poker game being played with incredibly high stakes. Confirming the EJ230 swap prematurely triggers American retaliation before the program is irreversible. Denying it kills momentum with potential customers. So Saab says nothing definitive and lets speculation build anticipation. The U.S. is applying massive pressure, State Department warnings about threatening bilateral cooperation, Lockheed Martin lobbying furiously to kill the swap. But the evidence is undeniable. Rolls-Royce expanding military engine division hiring, British agencies suddenly emphasizing Anglo-Swedish defense partnerships, and supply chain orders indicating EJ230 production ramping beyond Eurofighter requirements. Expert analysis suggests official announcement timing depends on three factors: completing flight testing validation, securing at least one confirmed export customer for the EJ230 Gripen variant, and coordinating political messaging between Stockholm and London to minimize U.S. backlash. Informed speculation points toward an announcement in late 2025 or early 2026, conveniently aligned with Canada's final fighter decision timeline. If Canada commits to Gripen, the EJ230 reveal follows immediately, framed as meeting Canadian sovereignty requirements. The silence isn't uncertainty, it's strategy. The Rolls-Royce Gripen engine swap isn't just rumor, it's the independence revolution NATO has needed for decades. Canada stands at the forefront, leading allies toward genuine sovereignty in military procurement. The hidden breakthrough is almost ready for revelation, and nothing will ever be the same. Do you think Saab will officially confirm the EJ230 swap? Drop your prediction below. Smash that like button, share this bombshell with military enthusiasts everywhere, and subscribe for the official announcement coverage when it breaks.